We got two different knives we're going to be checking out today. What is going on, Miguel? Guys here, welcome back to the channel. Today we have two awesome new knives that we're definitely going to be taking a look at here together. One from Kizer, should be part of their new release. This one came in a little bit later. Then we have one that I picked up for myself from the Kumu website. I'm excited for this one. This video is sponsored by the good old wallet, so smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. But links to all these down below in the description and pin comment. We're going to waste no time and bam, go ahead and dive right in, guys. We got the Wharning with an H, right? A little bit of a hint to a Wharncliffe, perhaps. A little bit of play on words. I like that. A Johan Jordan design. I love him as a designer. He's done some crazy, wild knives that I absolutely like. I think the Shrike is one of them, if I'm not mistaken, and a few others we've checked out here in the channel from time to time. S45V and steel with the black PVD coating. Gotta love it. Got aluminum on the handle and Norplex Ultrex micarta handle with a button liner lock. Now, these are selling out pretty quick right now. I mean, Kizer's April drop has been insane. I typically like to give you guys multiple different links to multiple different dealers, so you got some options. If it goes out of stock here, you can find it in stock somewhere else. Again, all those links will be down below. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. That being said, we got some paperwork. We have some additional hardware, which is always welcome. We have a Kizer Koala here taking a vacation camping in the woods. Then we got a standard Kizer wiping cloth. Here's the knife. Let's go ahead and waste no time and take a look here. Bada bing, bada boom. Ooh, baby. All right, this one's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, all right. Got some silica candy. Don't need that. And man, oh man, we got to zoom in for this one. Check it out. Definitely a good combo here with the black aluminum there, and the Norplex Ultrex micarta actually looks pretty good here with the black and gray sort of combo there. Deep pocket carry clip. Not reversible on the other side for some reason. I don't know why they do that. Some knives, they just knock it out of the park. They make them reversible. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's 2026. Then you come across some other knives where they like forget to do a reversible pocket clip, especially on a button-operated liner lock, which is a very ambidextrous friendly knife. I don't get it. We have a interesting sort of triangular looking trapezoid looking thumb stud here, and we got the purple and black accent here like we've seen on a lot of their other knives. I got a few I'm going to compare it to here in a moment, but let's go ahead and send it here, get it deployed, and bam. Whoo, man. I'll tell you what, the pictures did not do it justice. It looked a little bit smaller, medium size-ish in the pictures, but now that it's on hand, this is a large knife. Like, through and through, it's not an extra large, it's not a medium, it's a large knife, and it looks the biz. I know they're playing on the whole Wharncliffe sort of naming convention with the Wharning with an H. It's more of a sheep's foot geometry for me, reverse tanto, whatever you want to call it. Got that flat grind and that black PVD coating on there. That tip is going to be very pokey right there. Great for utility cuts and drop cuts. Nice long straight edge there for sure. Good plunge grind situation right off the bat. That's looking good. You won't be developing a smile anytime soon, except for your face, right? Because this is looking like a sweet little folder right here. Of course, I got to break it in a little bit, right? Button deployment, pretty solid. We got ball bearings here. Down deployment is good. Reverse flick. Oh yeah, that's just how I like to do it with the nail of the middle finger there. That's how you do it. Check it out. Bam, one last time for science. Oh yeah, you got plenty of room, good access to the actual button there. Same with thumb deployment. So definitely that department checks all the boxes. Looking at the Argos here, full 4-finger grip, right, with my average size hands. Then you got some jimping here and the ability to forward choke quite a bit there. I absolutely love that. That micarta is actually pretty grippy, right? And the QC here is through the roof. It's actually nice and very well placed, no gaps or anything like that. Love to see it. And it's matching on the other side as well. They didn't cut corners or make it just a portion. I mean, it's the exact same outline on the opposite end. Love it. Got some Kizer branding. Johan Jordan collaboration there with the model name and S45V and steel, which is a pretty good medium tier, right? Premium steel these days. Love to see that. We got some milling on the inside for weight reduction, right? Feels pretty good, lightweight in the hand. And we have a matching aluminum backspacer with your lanyard little tube or post right there for all my lanyard people out there. There you go. I mean, I gotta tell you, this is my kind of geometry all day. I absolutely love the look of this thing. I'm not sure why they didn't send it originally. Took them a bit to send me this one as a separate package as compared to all the other knives that I got a chance to check out here for the April drop, but this is solid. Of course, you got the button operated liner lock. That's just a way to go in 2026, right? Not so much No more of the punch lock button locks as much, but yeah, the button liner lock, that's where it's at. Kizer, Vosteed, many other brands are definitely doing this the most and implementing this locking system on a lot of their models. And I just gotta say, man, they are getting it right. They're absolutely doing it right. Gotta love them for that. Keeping it with that black and purple little theme there, there is the Kizer Drop Bear Zero. This one also dropped here very recently. This one's got potential for knife of the year for me, 2026. I'm telling you right now. And then here we got the Renaissance. This one also dropped here in April as well. And it's a little bit shorter, has also a very similar Wharncliffe sheep's foot sort of blend. It's a little bit of a smaller handle, smaller blade. Full on micarta on this one with recessed liners. All of them rocking the amazing button operated liner lock. So just can't go wrong with it. Think of a Spyderco compression lock, but with a button, much easier to actuate, deploy, open and close. You get the picture. So yeah, these are all pretty sweet. And needless to say, if you like the black and purple combo, yeah, they got many models on there with that color scheme. Speaking of variants, there are two variants for this one. We have the black on black that we looked at here, and then we have a satin finish, also S45VN steel with aluminum handles and kind of like a beige looking Norplex Ultrex micarta. So you still get the same materials, just different finish. They are around 3.71 and 3.72 ounces. Blade length is going to be a whopping 3.40 inches with a handle length of 3.36 and an overall length of 7.77. So check your local laws, right? Those are the specs you definitely want to know about the Wharning. It just dropped April 1st. So chances are it's still in stock right now. Again, I'll have all the links down below, but let's go ahead and keep moving forward here with the next knife. Now I'm going to try to keep my excitement on check for this one because I did purchase this one with my own money, right? I'm excited to pick one up and check it out here in the channel. It's definitely supporting one of your favorite knife YouTubers on the platform. You probably know who I'm talking about. His name starts with metal and ends with complex. This is his design, guys. At last, we're checking out the Excalibur. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We got the magnetic opening, right? You know, we got a premium little unboxing experience here. We got the fabric pouch here with premium beads and everything. We got a business card. We got some Kumu stickers there. Got the donkey, got the dragon. Boom, we got a wiping cloth, also Kumu branded. Additional hardware, which is also appreciated. Love to see that. Silica candy, and oh man, come on now. Here is the knife, ladies and gentlemen. Oh baby, every time I get a chance to unbox a Kumu knife, I get excited because I know their knives are top notch. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. Oh man, at last, guys, here it is. The Excalibur finally in the channel, and bam, this is the OG version. That's right, the integral, right? One solid piece of titanium. And I remember, you know, just watching Metal Complex videos back when this was kind of in the works and what he was talking about coming up with his design and what it was inspired by. And I just knew right off the bat from the start, I definitely wanted to get my hands on one as soon as possible. And, you know, the timing and everything just worked out just right for me to be able to do it. Now, technically speaking, I'm a little bit late to the game, but yeah, we got titanium here everywhere on the pocket clip. We got obviously a solid titanium piece with the amazing diamond pattern milling, which I absolutely love. Here is the Kunwu Chad for comparison. So I absolutely love the way Kumu does their diamond pattern milling. I want to say perhaps maybe a larger than usual. Yeah, this is more what I'm used to. A Timascus pivot color, right? This is, I want to say, typically the width. But on the show side, bam, they hit you with the bigger one. It's interesting, it's not the same side on both ends. We're gonna have a lock bar, we're gonna have a little stop here for the lock bar to not overdo itself. There's a stress relief cutout on the outside. And if you're a member to the Metal Complex channel, you've probably seen the icon here and there. That's the collaboration, right? Little icon there. So let's go ahead and send it, shall we? Opening hole and thumb studs. Oh, bam, right? There it is, guys. At last, we have a beautiful drop point blade, almost Wharning looking, but we have some belly here. So just an overall beautiful looking geometry. This is going to be a large knife. There's no doubt about it, right? It's not a medium, not an extra large. This is full on large knife for sure. Flat grind, and we have one of my favorite steels of all times, Van X Super Clean. So very corrosion resistant steel to say the least. Love the whole pill shaped hole with the fuller, sort of carrying it forward there. That looks very nice. I've seen that in, I want to say, EMP EDC knives in a way. Kind of gives me like Super Mario bullet sort of vibes in a way. I like that. And there are many versions available with DLC and all blacked out, reverse reverse tuxedo, forward tuxedo, backflip tuxedo. I mean, you name it. There's a plethora of different versions available, and there's even one with a different locking system coming here very soon, or as a matter of fact, it's already out. You can pick it up, the Verto Lock, and we are probably gonna be checking out that one very soon. Oof, did you see that? Drop shot. Oh man, that is money.
Money!
Wow, that is nice. Thumb stop deployment is solid. We can either use the hole here for the Spidey flick. If you use the meat of the middle finger, you can Spidey flick as well. You know I'm going to go for that opening hole every single time on the reverse. And some people are saying they were able to front flip it. Well, I'm not even going to try just right off the bat because it doesn't have a very pronounced front flipper, so it's not intentional. You're not supposed to front flip it, but some people have managed to pull that off. I don't know how, but man, solid action, no doubt about it. We got a full 4-finger grip on the hammer, right grip there, good to go. Of course, I got average size hands. If you forward choke, you're able to get into that finger choil, right? That feels nice and controlled. You got a nice little crown spine of the blade here with some jimping on it, right? Love to see it. Nice and solid. I like how this cutout here and the blade all lines up really nice. I mean, an integral knife, man, that is so comfortable on the hand. I feel the pocket clip, and that's about the only thing, so I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10. We got a steel insert, which is actually visible from the outside. That's an interesting decision there. Taking a closer look here at the inside, we have, man, this is solid titanium through and through. There is no milling on the inside. I mean, it makes sense, right? If it's an integral, how the heck are they going to get in there and mill out the actual handles if it's just one solid piece? So you can see the construction there. Very solid. Now, obviously, I mean, it goes without saying, if you've been in the knife world for a minute now, right, integral knives are going to be a little bit more expensive in nature, right? They require more material, more machining, as compared to, you know, a sandwich knife with 2 slabs for handle and a backspacer or standoffs for that matter. So this is going to be a higher cost, also going to reflect as a higher cost knife. But I mean, if you're looking for a grill knife or a more premium knife, period, right, obviously this is going to give you definitely going to check that box. It's going to scratch that itch without a doubt. I like this portion right here. It makes it nice and comfortable. No hot spots anywhere. Diamond pattern makes it nice and grippy on the handle. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, what is there to nitpick about? I'm trying to nitpick here. I don't want it to be like, hey, you know, you're a fan of Metal Complex. Of course, you're going to talk good about his knife. You know what I'm saying? Well, not really the case. I mean, Richard put in the time, man. He designed a very solid, absolutely amazing, good looking knife. There's just no way around it. So, I mean, if I had to nitpick at anything, it is a frame lock. So how much of a reversible pocket clip as compared to a lefty friendly version? Kumu actually does a pretty good job making lefty versions of their knives, right? They typically have many models or full-on lefty. So if it's a frame lock, you'll have the lock bar on the opposite side and things like that. Some models do have, right? I'll take the Chad here, for example, pocket clip, right? Reversible if it's something like a crossbar lock, or if it makes sense to make it reversible, or if it doesn't and it's more like a frame lock, then they'll just make a lefty version. So I'm sure that's an option as well. That could be the only thing I wasn't a nitpick at, but Sergio has probably thought about that already. So I just found out something pretty interesting here. Just, you know, design overall. At first I'm like, I'm sure it has an internal, you know, milling here for stop pin or what have you. But again, it is an integral, so they cannot drill inside of the handle just for the, you know, except for the default cutout. So the way they managed to do that, the actual blade stop here on the close, obviously in the open, I want to say the thumb studs are pulling off the stop there, right, holding the blade in place. Yeah, there's no movement there, no side to side, up and down of any kind. As a matter of fact, these thumb studs are not removable, or at least they don't have hardware that you could use to remove the thumb studs. And then on the close, right, what is the blade resting on so the edge doesn't hit the actual handle? Well, it's actually right here, and I wonder if we can get a good look from, hopefully a good angle. There we go. So there's like this section right here of the cutout on the handle. Maybe we can get a better look. All right, there's like a little crease going on right here inside of the handle itself. That's going to hit the blade about right there. Seems to be the marking on it. And that's going to be your stop to the blade on the closing as such. There we go. I'm trying to find the right angle. Hopefully that's a bit of a better view. But again, just a quick observation. I'm mesmerized at how they managed to pull it off, it being an integral and all. It kind of gives you an insight into different approach they have to take, you know, as compared to a regular sandwich knife where you screw 2 handles together, versus milling out a whole solid piece, you kind of have to change the approach there quite a bit. One other thing I'm noticing too is we do have quite the strong detent. Kumu tends to do a pretty solid detent. If you like a slightly stronger detent, yeah, Kumu definitely's got you covered there. I recently checked out the TAO 3 and just kind of got a reminder of how strong of a detent they got going on with that model. And then now that I'm checking out the Excalibur here, right, it is no different. Detent is tuned pretty good, very, very on the slightly stronger side. And the $1 million question here is, can we deploy off of the fuller? We do have a fuller here. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I mean, did they think of everything? I think so, right? Deployment off the fuller, right? If you had to, the answer is, man, come on. They absolutely nailed it right there. You absolutely can get at it. Almost makes you think that you wouldn't be able to, but definitely defies the odds. And bam. Holy macaroni, guys. That is awesome. I'm also noticing it's a little bit butt heavy here, right? I want to say the balance is maybe about right there or so. Right about maybe a little bit towards the back half of the curve here for the finger axis to the opening hole and the lock bar. I want to say the reason being we have a pretty solid amount of about that much, right? That's solid titanium right there, right? I'm seeing the milling on the inside is nice and curved. Kind of goes like this, right? And then it kind of drops, right? Kind of the shape of the same belly of the blade in a way, right? But like that. So it kind of makes it a little bit heavy there. But yeah, there's your balance, more or less about right there. Man, this is yeah, this is an amazing knife. I'm excited to pick this up. It's kind of like the feeling that Richard, aka Metal Complex, talks about when you're, been wanting to purchase a knife, you finally pull the trigger and you get it on hand. Yeah, it just brings that happiness to you, that excitement. This is going right in the pocket the moment this video is over. Absolutely no doubt about it. Just a quick size comparison here, right? There is the Demko AD 20.5, one of my old-time grails, right, with the titanium and 20 CV steel. There is the Kunwu Chad, which, was a pretty large knife in my book until now the Excalibur showed up. Check that out. And just to give it a run for its money, there is the MSI and the Stitch from Microtech. So for all my big bear paw hands people out there, Miguel, where the big knives at, Miguel? We want the big knives, not the tiny stuff. All right, fam, I got you covered. This, yeah, if you're looking premium, this is definitely the way to go. I know there are some carbon fiber versions, and again, this one being a frame lock. We may or may not have a Vortal lock we're going to be checking out here soon. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I'm super, super excited. What an unboxing video. Two bangers. Obviously, one more affordable than the other, one more premium than the other. Which one stood out to you? I mean, it's hard to kind of put the Wharning next to the Excalibur, but hey, you know how we do here. I want to show you everything from the most affordable to the most premium. We talk everything nice and EDC gear here. So definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. Links to these down below in the description. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. And at zero extra cost, of course, highly appreciated. What do you guys like about them? What do you love about them? Is there anything you dislike about them? Let me know. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. Check out this recent upload to the left or this video to the right that YouTube recommends. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me until the end. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Either this one or this one. Peace.